Welcome to the Channel Nation. I'm Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now, the US has blasted the Andrew Holness-led administration over continued public sector strikes. Now, numerous agencies, after seeing new legislation passed, have vowed to walk off the job. May I make on hear from the people themselves, and they will continue to reason the nation. Of course, we want to look and listen. This legislation has caused a domino effect in the public sector.
Air traffic controller will strike today, and tomorrow another group may strike, and the striking thing will continue. I'm visiting from California, so it's interesting. It's messing up our vacation, so it's not good. It's not good for tourism. Also considering a lot of people are not coming down here to Jamaica because they assume that it's a safety issue. So now you have water issues and traveling issues and safety issues. This is not going to be good. So.
Everything the government needs, they take it from the NHT.
Yes.
They're going to build a police station, they take it from the NHT.
Yes.
They're going to build a school, they take it from the NHT.
And you want to the partner draw. You need a partner draw.
You want the partner?
Draw.
We want
Justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want money. We want money. 4 days you have a government. 4 days.
All right. Yes, nation. Now, based on the statements made by the international community, the Jamaican government and the administration in power seem to be overwhelmed with issues not just of the private sector, but also issues of infrastructure, issues of crime and violence, and issues of the economy. Now, Andrew Holness' administration has found out, resolved the matter with air traffic control, which, as we know, would impact tourism, which, as the government has stated, is one of Jamaica's main revenue streams, even though a large percentage of that revenue goes to private investment, because the majority of the hotels are owned by international conglomerates. And of course, the statements from workers at NHT cannot be overlooked. The government has this tactic. Most governments use it, taking funds from one entity and dispersing it as they see fit. Now, NHT workers are saying, what about the individuals who work for the government? And as stories have stated, since different entities have striked and have seemingly had their situations resolved, what is stopping other branches and arms of the public sector to decide that, we're going to need to walk off of the job? This is a situation that can cripple the Jamaican state. The recent water crisis not only highlighted the fact that water is not being distributed evenly across the island, but that to date there are numerous communities across Jamaica still without running water. I mean without running water. I mean like water gone. No infrastructure is there to bring running water to these communities. But them have councillors and MPs. It's strange. You can have a council and an MP, somebody who are coming and ask for vote, But an issue like water, them can't sort out. And with continued international scrutiny, basically they're stating that the state has failed the people. Failures on all matters. Matters of justice. We see numerous individuals, regular individuals, being charged, arrested, charged, tried and convicted for the scamming or the fraud. While the former Minister of Education still has not fully prosecuted by the law and still remains free without even a fine. Now, Kasamuda also recently hinted that he would be stepping back from representational politics. And I guess these different branches of the public sector are trying to get their T's crossed and their I's dotted before the current Labour Minister leaves. Now, of course, these issues also need the Ministry of Finance to sign off for anything wage related from the government to go pay out money. The ministry has to have a hand in all our going. Now, as I would say, the issue of water was sorted out, and JDF soldiers were even deployed to assist until the negotiations were completed. Clearly, they have been completed. Air traffic control, as we say, that matter was resolved relatively quickly. So, no, tourism, one of the biggest industries, people fly in and out of the island on a daily basis. If you tell you no much, you're not surprised. Even you see how much Jamaicans travel to Canada on a yearly basis, you're not surprised. And so that matter was resolved. Now, NHT, I say, these are the issues that take place. Expose secrets, stating that the government take money from the NHT for cover numerous issues. So the money is there. So they must say, why is it that their issues cannot be sorted out? People are working hard, and the government are going to have to do better. With the continued, every day, we see where people on the island, different media houses on the island, to point out the increase in the cost of living, the increase in the price paid for utilities, where they talk about the impact crime and violence are caused upon the private sector. You know what I mean? Where will the money come from to pay for all of these increases, while the people continue to state that elected officials continue to live the life of financial freedom, free from the thoughts and the concerns of, even as we see now, regular government workers? Talk to me, nation. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you feel like the US is right and that a domino effect is now in play, and that numerous other agencies will do the very same, because the issues of wages rather, has always been a topic of discussion. If you notice, minimum wage for third world countries, no matter how much it increase, it is always way lower than needed by the people. So it's almost like there's no middle class. Talk to me, nation. Tell me if you feel like the faults of the different ministers and their respective ministries has affected the way the leader of the party, Mr. Holness, is viewed by the public. Seeing that people have it that Mr. Holness is in control of the party and therefore can make changes or recommendations to any sector, which might be true. But remember, you have ministers in control of these ministries. So truth be told, each ministry is functioning autonomously. The Ministry of Finance do them one thing, financially related. Same thing with the Ministry of Labour. So going forward, the Ministry of Finance will be at the center of all of these public sector strikes and workers walking off the job. Talk to me, nation. Tell me how you feel. You feel like cabinet need to shove are people just need fresh leadership in these respective ministries. Talk to me. Tell me if you feel like I'll be the solution going forward. And if you're new to the channel, well, I'm suggesting that you click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them to check out the channel, check out the reason. Join the discussion, the comment section 24/7. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Now, as stated, the US has blasted the administration in power over continued public sector strikes. Members of the NHT have exposed government secrets. Now, talk to me. And to the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours. I want to live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.